Alright guys, our audio is again failure of the cameraman. Forgot to turn the audio on, so it's going to look like a Japanese subtitled movie. As you can see in front of you, it's a small pork shoulder roast. It's boneless. It's already pre-seasoned. When it was done, it kind of had a taco flavor, but it's called Carnita roast. My wife picked up from Aldi's. It looked good. It smelled good. It did taste good. It was a little drier than I expected for being a pork shoulder, but nonetheless, it was something different to try. Uh, Something that's not my norm, so it gave us kind of a different flavor. Trying new things. Set the pit here right around 200 degrees for roughly an hour before we kicked it up to 275 to finish the cook. Didn't wrap until the last 45 minutes or so just because of the pork started to look like it was drying out more than I cared to, and just to kind of get it done quicker than I thought it was going to get done in about 4 hours. It took me about 5.5, closer to 6. But as you can see here, we're getting ready to put it on. As you can see, the little foil pan underneath there on a grate. Just a little trick to kind of keep your pit a little cleaner. It'll keep all the drippings from the pork as it's sweating. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy cook. You take it out of a cyrovac bag and put it on a rack, put it on a smoker. There was about a minute and a half prep time. I mean, you couldn't get any easier than this. And like I said, it took us a little longer than expected to get it up to internal of 200 degrees. Here you can see what we're going to be doing on an upcoming video. Some baked goods. There's some chocolate chip cookies. Bagel bites because the boy won't eat the pork shoulder yet. He doesn't acquire the barbecue taste. And then there's a close-up picture of the cookies. They turned out pretty good. You can cook them to your doneness. There's about halfway through the cook, about 140 degrees. And right here we have the roast pulled off. It's resting for about 25-30 minutes. And as you can see, we've got some coleslaw, some barbecue sauce, some shredded cheddar cheese. And there was tortillas actually on the pit as it was cooling down. All in all, like I said, you couldn't get much easier. The coleslaw was just a Miracle Whip. About half a cup, maybe 2/3 of a cup to a quarter cup of apple cider vinegar. Some people add a little bit of sugar. I didn't. I kind of like that little tart taste, and it still has a sweet taste from the Miracle Whip. And as you're gonna watch, we're just gonna shred the pork here. I don't have the claws. I just grab a couple forks, and I'm trying to be gentle because those foil pans aren't all that thick, and I'm not trying to make a mess on the deck. Barbecue sauce is just a homemade sauce. We made some pulled pork last week. I had to make for my wife's work. So we still have some leftover sauce. And again, I mean, for a Sunday afternoon, nice, easy, relaxing day, doing some chores, threw the roast on, kept an eye on the internal temp. And like I said, 5.5 hours later, pull it, close to 6 hours into the cook here. You will see a close-up picture of the meat. You're gonna get a beautiful smoke ring that we got here. So this pit does do some good smoke. And like I said, 275 after we got off the smoke for an hour, hour and a half. Internal temp 200, let it rest. This pork shoulder was a little drier than expected. I probably would have wrapped it sooner, knowing how dry it was, with a little apple juice, maybe even a little sauce on top of that, just to kind of reinstitute some moisture. But I mean, it wasn't over dry. It just wasn't as fatty as what I expected it would be for being a pork shoulder. And like I said, the camera is not the best. Still kind of learning how to do the YouTube thing. So bear with me. I'm trying to give everybody the basics. Got some feedback from a couple people on a different Facebook group last night. We're going to do some smoked eggs. So they were real easy. We made some smoked deviled eggs. They turned out really good. You can see the smoke flavor come through the shell. I can't necessarily say it penetrated into the egg white. But nonetheless, they were very good. I'm sure some beers made them taste better than what they were, but even the next day when I ate them this morning, they were still very good. They were the easiest eggs I've ever peeled, so hopefully they peel just as well when we get it on video here next week. And a little sneak peek at next week. Showed you the cookies. I am going to do some baked goods. I'm unsure what we're going to bake, but it's probably going to come out Wednesday. But I want to take some baked stuff in for a meeting at work, and some of my colleagues would like to try some smoked baked goods. But yeah, thanks for watching. As always, don't be an asshole. Share your cue. Enjoy the close-up pictures, still pictures here at the end that you're going to see. I mean, this cook can't get any easier than this. There was no prep time, no added seasonings. It was cut open a bag, throw on a smoker, and pull off.